I live in Oak Forest, which is the third largest subdivision in the city of Houston. Most people don't realize that it's that big. I find it to be a very active community. It's a great reflection of our city because there's a wide diversity of groups and age groups and demographics and everything else that live there. I've been actively attending the Oak Forest HOA meetings on a monthly basis for many years now. It's fun to get involved in those activities. You know more about what's going on in the community, the stresses that the community is feeling, the ways that you can participate. I've gotten to know my fellow neighbors a lot better, whether it's going on bike rides or movie night in the park. It's also another one of the reasons why I love to bike in Houston, because I can go explore neighborhoods in ways that I wouldn't have otherwise. And I can go there in a path and in a direction that I wouldn't have if I was driving. And I can get through more of them than if I was just walking around. It helps me enjoy a lot of the things that I love about the city, whether it's going to a craft brewery and exploring that and sitting outside. Because of the weather we have here in Houston, there's so many times that you can do that. I also love not only exploring those things like craft beer and restaurants, but just getting out and going to various different places and meeting with friends and interacting with them in ways that extend beyond just sitting and talking. I love the history of and reading about the vision of Frank Sharp, because when he put together Oak Forest, he was looking to do the same thing that so many of us are looking for in communities these days. He made sure in that neighborhood there were lots of green spaces, lots of spaces where people could build community, whether it was for churches, whether it was for parks, whether it was for how the streets were arranged and how you could get places and utilizing the bayou and parks and other things along those lines. He knew then that it was good for a community when people could gather together. We as a community had joined together to work with the city and created a park for all abilities. That gives me great pride in that kind of neighborhood, to be involved in that. I love being a part of a community that adopts neighborhoods, adopts parks, so that we can make sure that they're mowed more frequently in the summertime so more people can get out there and enjoy them, so that we can take care of the benches and the various other things that are in there that make people want to come to those neighborhoods. There are a variety of different ways you can make a difference in this world. As a realtor, I get to do that quite often by helping people realize their dream of either buying a house or selling their house so they can move on to the next part of their dream. There are other ways you do that too, and part of that is by giving back. I have decided to make donations for every sale that I make and for every referral. For every sale that I make, it will be $100. For every lease, it'll be $50, and for every referral, it'll be $25. But there's nothing like getting a bunch of people together to do something to help somebody else that will connect you. It builds a connection that's unlike any other. To know that you have brightened somebody's day, that you have made somebody's day a little easier, that you have contributed in some way, especially with your time, I think is incredibly important. I'm Rhonda Power, and I have had the privilege of being a realtor for about 17 years.